Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Shoot the Bull.
So, kind of talk about some of the best practices as far as hog trapping. You got bait, and what you're doing. Kind of what's your philosophy in hog trapping?
My philosophy is probably different than a lot of other trappers. Uh, it's called a hog for a reason. I mean, and I've baited liberal. Uh, they hogs got a sweet tooth. I know they don't like, and people want to use rotten soybeans and stuff like that. Pigs don't like them. Pigs got a sweet tooth like a bear, and now you with that becomes a problem sometimes. This time of year you get blackbirds and stuff. I'm not one for soaking my corn in diesel or none of
Right.
that stuff. And I mean, that's just another. If you get, I pile like I'm on a trap. I'll do a big windrow of corn, and then if it's this time of year and birds are bad and grackles are bad, I'll pour molasses or something on them to slow them down or slow the coons down a little bit. But big liberal bait piles, do my recon, know what's coming to my traps. I get them on for two nights, 3 nights. If they're young dumb hogs or whatever, I might show up quicker than that. But for the most part, I like getting them on bait a couple nights, keeping that bait. I bait just like on my configuration in my trap, and I actually like my traps. I've used both. I got them on one side. I've got them on opposite sides.
Mm-hmm.
A minimum of two gates. I recommend that. The more gates you can afford, the better. And but having them across from each other, I like. I did have good success with the half trap. I mean, you have the
The four
gates, the
gate.
four gate side by side.
Mm-hmm.
It worked pretty good. But the more you can get in there, the better. Or having it across where you can allow that boar to come and go. And I like a good size trap. I don't like especially big sounders, because if those pigs bump that gate or bump that trap and rattle it, that's the same as a miss. It may take a
Right.
month for them to come back, and then at that point you're better off probably to package up and go to a new sounder, and then keep monitoring and then come back. But they will come back eventually, and it may be 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and you may be at a meeting, and and you're like, dang, I've caught a lot of pigs midday that I wasn't ever expecting off an old trap even. But
Mm-hmm.
if you got a trap, let it fish. There ain't nothing wrong with fishing. I mean, with the technology we got, I mean these solar panels and batteries and stuff. You might as well. You're going to catch more pigs with it set up out there than you are in a barn somewhere. Right. And but
But you are very aggressive in moving the
very
trap.
aggressive, very aggressive. And I will say this too. Now I won't fish during the summer months and stuff a lot, because you got fire ants and stuff like that are attracted to your electronics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you just ignore your stuff, take care of your equipment, keep it clean, keep it washed off, make it last longer. Your electronics, guard those the camera and stuff and the lenses with your life. Keep those things in the case they belong in. You get it scratched up, you get a rainstorm, foggy, you can't see out of them. So protect your the brains of your trap. But bait liberal, go in there, be smart. Bait midday. Don't be going in there right there at dark when they're coming in there. Use your head, a little bit about this. But introduce your trap. If they're real smart pigs, and you are, you may just park your. I mean, instead of setting the trap up, you may just park the whole thing right there. And if they don't show up for the next, just wait till they start showing back up. Then set your trap up and do it. I'm not one of these set a panel up, set another panel up. I mean, there's times I was more about volume and getting
Mm-hmm.
them. And now I would never drop on a partial sounder. I've seen people know they had 25 pigs come and drop on half of them. Well,
Right.
that's the dumbest thing you can do. I mean, you're educating pigs, and if you're educating pigs, you don't need to be trapping pigs. I mean, you're creating a problem for your neighbors and everybody else. And so take this stuff serious. Be patient. Patience kills pigs. The key to trapping pigs is trapping pigs. I mean, it is a lot of hard work. It's a lot of sweat involved in it, and be deliberate about it. And again, the Game and Fish used to loan traps out and stuff, and now they're helping people pay for them. I mean, it was
Mm-hmm.
through the CIP a few years ago. I mean, there's no telling how many people, but
Yeah.
they've got them from y'all and other resources and stuff. I mean, they're helping people, but the thing is, you got to educate folks on how to trap properly,
Mm-hmm.
because if you got people just out there, you can make good technology
Right.
obsolete pretty quick by not doing it right. You
Right.
know.
Yeah, I've seen. I mean, we might drop. Just say if there's a sow, her babies go in, and there's a sow outside, and she will not go in. I've seen you drop several times because you're going to snake out there that morning
And
and
shoot her.
be able to shoot her.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot different than say dropping when there's 10, 15 pigs outside.
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to make those judgment calls as a manager of whoever's doing it, and again, if I got some out there and I know there's a couple, one or two, and again, I'm telling you, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but these jokers are smart and they communicate. I've watched the mom come up and say something to those babies, and they come out. You know, I mean, she tells them, and so if I got a smart pig out there, I'm not going to do it near my trap or near my bait site, but that is one thing, and I do miss dearly from the game of fish. I miss a lot of things, but the technology I had, the thermal scopes and the thermals on the truck and stuff that we used, and then as I left, they had a thermal drone that was out there, and it was boy, it's changing things, and you can locate some stuff, but I would go out there and do what I call dumbing down the herd a little bit. You know, I'd shoot a couple of them big ones, you know, around, and then I would go back and introduce my trap. But you know, you're only you're limited by your equipment and your landscape. If you only the pigs are just coming through your property versus somewhere else, so you trap, you know, pre-bait. Use the best traps and best technology you can get your hands on. There's been a lot of pigs killed with a tripwire. There's been a lot of pigs killed with a guillotine, you know, trap. You know, every trap works. You know, but the thing is, being portable, being mobile, and not killing yourself to set up. These traps are simple. I mean, anybody can set up. I've set up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them myself.
Yep.
I won't ever forget when Jason's daddy was a wildlife officer,
Right? Yeah.
and he down there they had never seen that trap, and I did it. Game and Fish actually allowed me to drive down there to another region with that trap, with the prototypes. Well, it wasn't even it was the first juniors, and those guys, they kind of all looking at it, and Jason, he didn't really know. I mean, and we got down there and we caught, big group. And next thing you know, they was getting one.
Yeah.
And we did that several places.
Yeah.
You know, we started out over at Sheridan. You know, we went over there and we didn't realize how much of a trophy that one boar was we caught. You know, but we caught a bunch of pigs over there. And then over, you know, Widener and over there you had to take one of my guys to the hospital. About got his hand cut off because we were being innovative. I mean, we'd catch a old sow in heat, and we would make a pin inside the trap,
right?
And we'd hold that hot sow in there, and we could catch every boar in the country,
right?
And but that took a lot of energy and copay and some workman's comp. But that's a bad deal. But it's just seeing those deals and kind of evolving and changing your tactics. Well, I mean, we was pretty successful at it.
And to be honest, I mean, the game changer has not changed a whole lot since we first. I mean, we made, of course, like you said, the senior, and then we had the junior, and then pretty much from the junior, I mean, we've modified a little bit, but those main practices that y'all built out first have just sustained this whole time.
Our philosophy and how we design a trap today.
And mainly the technology is the only thing that's really keeps on evolving, because you got to keep on evolving with the technology. But I mean, the trap itself it's been good.
That's right. That's right. You know, and I remember folks were, you know, I did this and I did that. Well, you know who really done it? Bugs Bunny. And we should have called that an act.
Acme for trap.
Acme beat us all to the punch. But again, you know, it's just about adapting and evolving, you know. And the technology is what's going to keep making it better and better. And yeah, we've talked about 1 million new prototypes to build and stuff. And I think it's worth building, you know, somewhere along the line. But right now, as long as you got good trappers And I think that's where the Game and Fish and USDA and all those, there's some really good trappers out there, and any of them that they hire, they need to really make, stick to those core,
Right.
philosophies. I mean, within reason, I'm not going to sit there and mess with pigs and not drop on them. If I know I'm going to have to package up or something's coming, there's a weather event or whatever, I'm going to kill some pigs,
Right.
before I go. But it's hard to let them come in and out. I mean, you got 20 pigs in there, and there's 10 standing out there, and you're like, man, no one knows but me.
Yeah.
And, but you want to drop on them, but
and it is an adrenaline rush too. Especially those first few times you're trapping and you're watching that camera and you're wanting one to come in. It's in and out.
It's like shooting a bull.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I don't even know how much sleep I lost whenever I was doing it, because I was running numerous traps, and I had a sickness. I was watching everybody else's traps too, and I would be calling them in the middle of the night,
Right.
and they'd be mad at me. I mean, but I would call other regions and say, "Hey, man, you got 30 hogs in your trap. You want me to drop?" And but I mean, it really does. It kind of gets to you, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
I like dropping on them, but I didn't like
the rest of
dispatching them or any of that. It's work.
Right.
It's a lot
it
of work.
is. Yeah.